What's up everybody, this is bLOckOus, and today I'll be trying to convert a 9-digit number pad as well as a 7-segment display to use Create.3's Redstone Link, which I have to say is an extremely underrated feature. I mean, forget about skulk sensors and all that. So for reference, take a look at this yellow number pad at the front as well as the lime cables sticking out of it. And then we're going to look here at the dark blue section, that huge rectangle, along with the light gray cables that are coming out and into the blue display, as well as the pistons and all of those torches. These are the parts that we're going to try to build with Create.3's Redstone Link today, and I imagine they're going to be much smaller. So one more thing I have to tell you is that I did not design this calculator. I used an excellent tutorial online that I'll link in the description if you want to learn how to do something this awesome. But let's go ahead and start on our project for today. So first of all, I'm going to start by building the 7-segment display, which is already pretty crazy because if you're working with vanilla redstone, you're definitely going to have to start with the number pad first because you want to make sure all your wires line up correctly or you're going to end up with a disaster. So the whole thing here is just two 5x5 squares that share the middle segment, and then we're going to break the corners, and that will give us the segments for our 7-segment display. And if you're not familiar with what that means, it's basically any type of display you see on your kitchen timer, the oven, stopwatch, all the old watches, digital watches, whatever it is, it's going to have this format. And then I'm just going to place redstone blocks on top of these slime blocks, and all that's going to happen is we're going to have a piston pushing each one of these segments forward against a wall of redstone lamps, and that's going to give us our 7-segment display. So I'm just going to add 2 blocks behind each one of these segments, and then I'm going to place a piston facing towards the slime blocks. Just like, I'm going to break all of them first actually, and then we're going to place the pistons. And I want to say real quick that the only reason I'm not calling this a tutorial is just because I'm skipping over some of the repetitive parts and stuff like that, but I'm going to be showing everything I'm building. And if you have any questions or anything is confusing, please feel free to let me know. So now that we have all our pistons set up, I'm going to put some of these powered latches on each one of these blocks. What this latch is going to do is going to allow us to turn on the segment, leaving it on, and then we're going to be able to place a button on the side of all of these, or I'm sorry, not a button on the side, but a block on the side of each one of these with a redstone link that turns it off. So this way we're going to be able to have a global reset button. So from here, the only part that's left is to have some input points. And I could technically place my redstone links on a block right next to this or something, but I need to create more surfaces because I imagine with 10 digits, including 0, we're going to need more than 5 faces of a block. I'm going to need more than 5 redstone links, basically. Maybe I'm not making any sense right now. Let me figure out what this needs to look like real quick, and I'll be right back. Okay, so it looks like this just needs to be placed like that. I saved a little bit of space, and now as you see there's 2 blue blocks or light blue wool that we can place redstone links on. There's one at the very front, and then the one in the back is going to have a couple of available faces with just a repeater in the middle so that both of the blocks act as an input point. So now that this part is complete, I went ahead and built the number pad, and I didn't do that much. I just placed these numbers, and I'm going to move the 0 to the bottom because it just looks bad on the right. And so from there, all I'm going to do for this number pad, which is quite insane, is I'm going to put a redstone link behind each one of them. And then I'm going to give each one of these a different color code so that it corresponds with the right number. So I'm going to color code each one of them with a different color of wool. And this way we can relay the signal to another circuit that can basically display the numbers. And it's not really going to be much of a circuit. It's going to be another redstone link of the same color set to receive. So let's do that for number 1 right now. We have the white wool placed in number 1. So all I need to do is go up there and find the 2 segments that will show us number 1. So if you go To the front, you'd see that those are the two segments on the right. From the back, they would be these two. So I need to place a redstone link with white wool and set it to receive on both of these. And that's all, I think. That should pop the number 1 on the screen. Let's put one here in the top frequency, and then we're going to put one here. And I need to have an empty inventory slot, and then I place shift and space because I'm in the air. But if you're on the ground, you just need to crouch and right click it. And so now the number 1 should be good, but let me turn off a few of these latches. And I think that if the number 1 works, I'm going to need to build the reset button next so that we don't have to reset latches manually for testing each one of these numbers. Okay, so now that not everything is reset. That kind of looks like it has a little chin. Let's turn off this latch and let's go test the one. The first number is always the most exciting with these displays. And I can't believe how quickly I got to this. It wasn't super easy to figure out just the back of it, but once I did, I mean, this is can be super quick to build if you want to build a calculator and you want to use this design. You're not going to have to worry about the screen at all. You can just send the digits from the decoders or from the adders or whatever. So I think this part is good, and now it's time to do the reset button. And I'm going to use orange wool here, and I think I'll code it with orange wool, even though I believe number 2 looks like it has orange wool, but I'll change that later. Now let's go ahead and place a button here, and that's our reset button. So all I need to do now is go test if it's possible. You know, I really should have tested this at the very beginning, but let me test if it's possible to reset this. I don't see why not. We're going to put one here and then the link on it. This should definitely reset that latch. If we press the reset button, the latch should turn off. And if that succeeds, then we just need to replicate that. So as you see, I set that link to receive. Oh, and we need to turn the latch on first for us to be able to test. As you see, that segment is pushed forward. And if I hit the reset button, yes, it works perfectly well. The segment got pulled back and the powered latch is turned off. So I'm going to control click this now so I can actually copy it along with the material. Well, that's not the right place. Yeah, I'm going to need to go up. And then we're going to place it here and set it to receive. Okay. So now that I've placed all of the receivers over there, we should be able to reset. But let me fix a number 2 real quick so that we don't have an issue going down the road. I'm going to use brown wool here. And I guess in order to test further, let's go ahead and build number 2. It's going to be, looking back here, basically a 5. So we're going to do the top one. And I'm going to set it to receive. And then I'm going to do... Yeah, it's a 5 backwards. Wow, why am I confused with this? It's so simple. Yeah, we set this to receive, and then we are going to need the middle segment. Let me find a spot here. And anywhere. Now you see why I made 2 blocks, because we're going to run out of space soon for the later numbers. And now we're going to set this one. And then this one. I think that this is a 2. I hope that this is a 2. So let's go and press the number. Yep. That looks like a 2. It's a little hard to see from far away. Oh, but it looks like I missed the middle segment. It's not resetting. Let me see. Did I miss it or is something wrong? No, I completely missed it. So we're going to place a block like this. And we're going to place a redstone link. And this one should be good. So let's test it again. That looks good to me. I hope that you get the idea by now. Basically, you need to match the colors, set the redstone links to receive, and place them on the proper segments to get the correct numbers. And now I'm finishing up the screen, which is simply a layer of redstone lamps a block away from the redstone blocks, so that now when I press the numbers, they work. And I also went ahead and added a couple more numbers that I'll show you. So the reset button looks perfect. 2 looks great. Never thought I'd say that in my life. And then number 3 looks awesome. Another thing I never thought I'd say. So now that all of that is done and I actually went ahead and set up all the numbers, we're going to use the extendo grip, which is an awesome create mod feature. You just need to hold it in your left hand, and now you can just click any buttons or do anything from much farther away. And I'm doing that so we can see the screen as well as the buttons. And as you see, we're up to number 3, testing number 4. Looking good. I'm going to test all the numbers. So if you're bored already, feel free to just move on. And I want to remind you that if you're not subscribed, please consider subscribing, because I'm a super new YouTuber and literally 99% of the people watching my videos are not subscribed. So I would really appreciate it if you do. Other than that, I hope that you've enjoyed this video and maybe learned something from it. If you have any questions or want me to do any specific type of videos, please let me know. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.